name. Call Mike, Tim, and the boys at Lockwood Quality Demolition, Inc. for a free estimate today at 904-237-9423. Licensed and insured. License SCC 13115237.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
The Friday night lights have been shining all over the First Coast. This is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights. Trained by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now it's time to break it all down. Here are your hosts, Ryan the Hacker Green and Dylan Denmark.
And a very good Friday evening to you, Jacksonville. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Friday Night Lights, we are presented by Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. The game you just heard here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. The Bulldogs defeat Oakleaf convincingly, a game that was 57-50 a year ago. Not near the case tonight. A good win for Bulls, probably their most dominating performance of the year over a good Oakleaf football team. Other scores, some games are beginning to go final. In fact, a lot of the 6:30 Duval County games have gone final. Here's what we have. Ed White, 54-14 over Terry Parker. Nature Coast over Palatka, 21-20. Middleburg remains undefeated, a 51-16 victory over Ridgeview. IMG Academy is an absolute machine. They beat Mandarin tonight 57-7. More on that in a moment. We talked about Bulls 38-6 over Oakleaf. Episcopal in the winners column tonight, 30-0 over Kip Bold City. University Christian is up big on Impact Christian. The game of the night going on right now is in St. Johns County between Nice and St. Augustine. A back-and-forth game in the fourth quarter. St. Augustine currently leads that game 28-24, and we will keep you updated. As I welcome in Dylan Denmark, I know you're keeping tabs, too, on another good game between Baldwin and Baker County. Baker County was up huge in that game. Baldwin has come storming back.
Yeah, we've stormed back. They just started the fourth quarter. There was a lightning delay with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. At the lightning delay, it was 41-14. Baker was up. And now it's 51-41. I'm trying to get text updates as we go. With Nice, St. Augustine took the lead. They were up 28-24. Nice is driving. The last update I got was a minute ago. Nice has the ball at St. Augustine's 31-yard line. It's 3rd and 10. And then also, I just got another update from Clayton Freeman's Twitter. Columbia 27-20, 27 seconds left on onside kick coming up.
Wow, I'm surprised Trinity Christian has kept it that close with Lake City Columbia. That's a good effort for Trinity Christian. They're a young football team this year. Columbia is a very good football team this year. All right, we'll start lining Victoria's head coaches coming up in a moment. Quickly back to IMG Mandarin. Now, I want to make sure I'm very clear about something. Mandarin is clearly one of the best teams in Northeast Florida. IMG might be the best program in America. And when you interact with those, you're going to get something like this. 57-7. I don't know what Mandarin gained out of playing that game. I'd much rather have seen them play a Reigns or whatever. But IMG proves why they are IMG. They're the best team in the nation, and 57-7 over Mandarin was pretty eye-opening.
Yeah, and I mean, IMG, in about the last 10 years, they've played a couple of schools in the area. I know they played Trinity a couple of times.
Trinity's the only one that's beat them.
Yeah, Trinity, that was like back in 2014, 2013. And they've played them close a couple of times a couple of years ago, and they played Mandarin last year and this year. I mean, IMG is just a national power. You know, there's a reason why they're independent. They go play Modern Days out in California. They go up to Maryland and play, the big boys. They're one of the best teams in the country, and they have 4 and 5 stars all over the field.
It was a dominating performance for IMG. Again, 57-7 over Mandarin. Mandarin begins district play next week. Other games, by the way, Columbia has won. Lake City Columbia over Trinity Christian. That game is a final 27-20. and a final out at Ed White. Ed White remains perfect on the year. They take care of Terry Parker 54-14. The head coach of Ed White is Lawrence Johnson. Let's get him up first here under the Friday Night Lights on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is becoming a weekly occurrence, Coach. 54-14, another dominant performance by your kids tonight in that rivalry game.
Yes, sir. They came out and they played really well. I'm proud of the way they're playing right now.
Coach, who stood out for you tonight?
Well, we had Rontrez Lloyd. He had a monster game running the football. Our quarterback, King Boylston, made a lot of good decisions tonight. Our secondary, just the whole defense, they played really well. Really kind of smothered them all night and started to give up some points at the end when some of our other guys got in. But it was just an overall good team win. Did good in the return game. Good job on coverage. Coaches did a good job of preparing the kids all week. So, yeah, it was just all around good team win.
Coach, you've been dominant so far early this year. And look, the level of competition will ratchet up as we get deeper into the year. But you must be very, very pleased with the performance of your kids now as we almost reach the midway point of your regular season.
Yeah, it's been a lot of good stuff. And some of it, like you said, the competition level is going to go up. And we'll see how we can perform against some of these tougher teams that we have down the stretch. So we have a couple. Like next week we play Merritt Island, who's always a really good team from Central Florida, and we got Oakleaf and a couple of these other teams coming up down the line. So yeah, I'm proud of the way they're playing, and it's going to be interesting to see how we can compete against some tougher competition.
What went into scheduling Merritt Island? That's an interesting matchup here in the middle of the season.
Well, honestly, we just play who we can play a lot of the time. So I saw that they were looking for a game. We reached out. They said yes, and we just kind of made it happen. We went there last year, and we played a real tough game. We lost in overtime, and our kids feel like it's a game that they should have won. So I know they're fired up to get another chance to compete against them.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Big victory tonight for you guys over Parker, 54-14, and a great start to the year. Congrats, Coach.
Thank you. Lawrence
Johnson of Ed White. How good is Ed White, Denmark?
They're good at what they do, and that's running the football behind their big offensive linemen. I know Rontrez Lloyd, running back that I used to coach out of Baldwin, he's a big boy. He's only a sophomore, and he's pretty good. I know the coach that we're about to talk to next does a lot of the same thing. When you have that offensive line like the way they do, when you can run the ball and you can do it week in and week out, it makes everybody's life on the offense much easier, and you can just mow teams over like that.
Middleburg was a winner tonight over Ridgeview. Ryan Wolf of Middleburg joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Coach, big win for you guys, obviously, and a 50-burger to boot. Your offense had it rolling tonight.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 51-3 at half. So offense is clicking.
What is going right with your offense? Because you guys are putting significant points on the board. 58, 44, 28 is your low point, then 46 and 51. I mean, you guys, your low point of the year is 28 points.
We're pretty balanced. Like we're good at throwing the ball. We're good at running the ball. We're good up front. Got a lot of weapons. Got good backs. Got a good quarterback. Well coached. Defense is setting us up in good field position. So it's we're kind of working in all phases right now.
You're 5-0 right now. The next 4 weeks, you have a district game. Starts next week at Orange Park. What do you feel like you guys have to improve on as you go into these district games the next couple of weeks?
Well, the biggest thing is I'm glad we're pretty healthy going into district play. We still haven't even had our bye week, but I mean, just continue to get better and keep working on us. Like I said, I think we're playing good ball, but we're getting ready to play that gauntlet of district games because I still think we got one of the hardest districts in the state. So we'll see what we got right out the gate with Orange Park. So.
Yeah, there's no doubt. 4 district games in a row: Orange Park, Ponte Vedra, Beachside, and Fleming Island. Coach, there is no doubt that it appears your schedule is getting tougher as you get into district play. Do you feel you guys are ready?
Yeah, like I said, we kind of scheduled it that way. Like I wanted to be healthy because I knew our district was really hard, and I didn't want to be banged up and lose all of our good players before we get ready to play district play. So like I said, I'm glad we're healthy, and like I said, we're playing pretty good football right now.
Ryan Wolf of Middleburg, big winners tonight over Ridgeview. They get into district play next week against Orange Park. Congratulations, Coach.
Appreciate it, fellas.
It is a final in St. Johns County. St. Augustine 28, Nice 24. Never ceases to amaze about St. Augustine. Look, I think a lot of people would have thought Nice was the favorite in that game tonight, the way Nice was playing. Just like a lot of people thought Bowles was the favorite a couple weeks ago with the way Bowles was playing. And yet all St. Augustine does every Friday night seemingly is win football games. And we'll catch up with Brian Braddock in a little bit. Obviously, he's very celebratory with his team right now. The game literally just ended. But Denmark, your initial reaction to St. Augustine, 28-24 winners tonight over Nice.
St. Johns County football, man. Usually two good teams year in and year out. And I'm watching the final play on Clayton Freeman's Twitter. They had the ball at the 35, and quarterback for Nice dropped back and tried to throw a deep ball over the middle, and it was broken up incomplete. And St. Aug scored with, I think, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes left in the game to take the lead, 28-24. I mean, it's just really good football. And Nice they are loaded with talent. I don't know if you've seen the article in the Times-Union today. Nice's defense, I like almost all of their guys except for one has a Division I offer to go play somewhere. And I mean, St. Augustine has the same, on their team as well. But when you get those two teams put together, I mean, you're going to have pretty good games.
I mean, we're at St. Augustine. This is the middle point of their year. They're 5 games in. They're 5-0. Are they the best team in Northeast Florida right now?
I would still lean Reigns, but I mean, they're all.
Here's my issue here's my issue with Reigns, and Reigns might very well be the best team in Northeast Florida. There is not a team with 2 better wins in our area than St. Augustine.
Yeah, that's true.
Bowles and Nice, and Reigns. I mean, Reigns did not get to play Miami Central, which was unfortunate. Mm-hmm. But Reigns hasn't really seen that competition that St. August had. To beat Bowles and Nice in a span of 3 weeks, I mean, that's crazy.
No, it is. And, and they went 2 bowls, and I think they went 2 Nice.
I think it was at Nice, yeah.
So they did both of those games on the road. And to do that is pretty impressive. But, yeah, I mean, St. Aug, and Reigns, they're Bowles, all those schools. Those are the best teams in the area.
All right, other finals. Again, Lake City, Columbia, 27-20 over Trinity Christian. Little outside our area, but how about this? Fort White, 47-0 over Union County. We mentioned Episcopal, 30-0 winners tonight over Kitbold City. The game you heard right here on 1010XL, the Bowles Bulldogs, a 38-6 winner over Oakleaf. We just mentioned St. Augustine, 28-24 over Nice. IMG, 57-7 over Mandarin. It is a final in Nassau County. The Yulee Hornets remain unbeaten. They get bragging rights over West Nassau. Yulee 17-0 winners tonight. Denmark, your reaction to Yulee over West Nassau?
Yeah, that's one of those rivalries where you take out the stats and the records and you throw it away because it doesn't matter, because those are two teams that know each other pretty well, and you get their best effort, and you kind of saw that tonight. Yulee, they got it rolling over there, and I'm sure the crowd was packed on both sides, and Yulee came out on top 17-0 over West Nassau.
Yeah, big win for Yulee. And Yulee, again, a very quiet, under-the-radar team, but they are still perfect on the year. Quickly, we didn't elaborate. The game you heard right here on 1010XL, 38-6, Bowles over Oakleaf. Not surprised that Bowles won the game, obviously. 38-6 at Oakleaf. Pretty surprising, the final result.
Yeah, the final score doesn't kind of, show. I mean, it really wasn't that much of a big score, but it was really a 28-6 final. It kind of got away late at the end. The biggest surprise for me was Naeem Burrows only had 1 catch toward the end of the game. It was a 50-yard catch, like middle of the fourth quarter when the game was probably in hand.
He did have a passing touchdown,
he did throw one, but Oakleaf gets inside the 1-yard line. I think at the beginning of the fourth quarter, they got held on a goal line stand. Bowles' defense really, really good, because that Oakleaf offense is really good. They're highly potent with the quarterback, McKissick, and the weapons they have on the outside. I'm pretty impressed by the Bowles' defense, what they were able to do tonight.
Let's go out to Fletcher. They were big winners tonight over Sandalwood. Seatric Faison joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
I appreciate it, and thanks for having me.
Coach, always a rivalry when Sandalwood and Fletcher get together. I know that's a personal game out there, the battle of the ditch, as they call it, and you guys get it done tonight. You must be very, very pleased.
Yeah, definitely pleased. You know, it was a bounce back game for us, but definitely pleased to have a win, and always great to have a win versus your rival school.
Coach, who were the guys that stood out tonight?
Well, DeAndre Smith didn't play, so Josh Jones had a big game. He had probably over 200 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. Cruz James, the quarterback, threw for over 300 yards. Grown man Jennings, the running back, had over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the defense played lights out again. They do that every week for us, and I don't think our cornerbacks have given up a catch. Our starting cornerbacks given up a catch all year. I know Elijah Keys having, and a kid we just got back playing with us last week hasn't given up a reception. So defense been playing lights out all year.
Coach, we're nearing the midway point of the regular season, as hard as that is to believe. How would you assess where your team is now halfway home?
I give us a B. I give us a B grade if I'm grading on a grading scale, just because we got to get that big win. District play starting up next week with Oak Leaf, and we need a big win. We know we could beat a lot of teams in the area just because of our talent, but we got to get that big win. So until we get that big win, we definitely I give us a B.
Coach, talking about that Oak Leaf team, what do you feel like you have to practice on this week before you guys play next Friday?
Oak Leaf got a lot of quick receivers, great run game with Fareed running the ball, and they do a great job on using him out the backfield in the passing game. And, you know, you don't see that often in a high school game where teams really using a running back in the passing game. And Oak Leaf guys, they're strong. I know Coach Ford, he used to coach with me at Fletcher. We was on the same staff together before we both became head coaches. And he preached that weight room, so I know they're going to be strong. But, you know, the whole thing just going to be having our kids fight to the end. You know, a game like that, district play, 2 coaches that's real familiar with each other. It's going to be all about, man, see who could finish and who could last the longest.
Theatric Faison of Fletcher, winners tonight over Sandalwood. That district, all of a sudden, Coach, is a bear because you look at you guys, Oak Leaf is good. We know how good Mandarin is. And First Coast, give them credit. They've won a couple in a row now. Whoever comes out of that district is going to earn it.
Oh, most definitely. You know, I think the great thing about our district is just not the teams that we play within our district. It's the outside schedule, like Mandarin played IMG today, Oakley played Bowles, I played Nice last week. So I think everybody's playing somebody to get them ready for district play, and that's the beauty of it. Now all of us are 4-1, and now, you know, you got to put your backs against the walls and fight. And, you know, that's the beauty of it, being in a great district. But the good thing about our district is, about the playoff system is, man, you know, if you got a winning record and your opponent's pretty good, I think we could get 3 to 4 teams in the playoffs in our district.
Coach, final question. We got 60 seconds. All right, where are you with Billy Napier right now?
I'm a ride with Coach Napier. We just need one big win to get it turned around, and this week is a big opportunity. And I'm a ride with him. I mean, he's our coach. Hey, it's time for we gotta go with our coach until he's not our coach no more. So I'm gonna definitely ride with him.
Theatric Faison was a terrific running back at the University of Florida. Obviously, he was one of the best running backs this area has ever seen at Fletcher High School. He's now the head coach of Fletcher, and they got a big district game next week against Oak Leaf. C4, thank you, buddy.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me again.
Theatric Faison of Fletcher. Denmark, what do you got?
I think Baker's going to nail this one out, and they're going to win 51-48.
Where are you emotionally?
I mean, but when we blinked, Baker was already up 21-0. So, I mean, for the fact that it became a game like that is surprising. I mean, I told you before we started the show, it was we as coaches, we thought we had a good game plan and everything, and then you blink and it's already 21-0, and then like the lightning delay helps us, and then you come back, and then we get the momentum. Even if we had won, it still wouldn't have felt right. But, you know, Baker, man, people don't understand. That Baldwin-Baker game, nothing matters anything beforehand. 0-2 2 years ago, they came to play us. Tonight, they didn't look that good, 1-2, 1-3, whatever the record was. But you can put all that to the side whenever those two teams play.
Yeah, Denmark is on the Baldwin staff there. You guys got a big one next week against Bowles. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights, and has been so for many, many years. We certainly thank Southeast Orthopedic Specialist for their continued support of high school athletics in Northeast Florida. And that also means the good doctor, Kevin Murphy, who's been with us for a long, long time here on 1010XL. Doc, how we doing, pal?
I'm good, buddy. How are you, Hack?
Doc, we're good. I've been waiting to talk with you all week. I've heard of turf toe. I've never in my life heard of grade 3 turf toe that includes ligament damage, which is what Joe Burrow apparently suffered last week and is going to be out a minimum of 3 months. How unbelievably painful is that for him?
Well, painful is one thing, but serious as far as long-term problems is another, and that's a big deal. So this is a big deal. So when the turf toe, you rip the lining, the capsule of the bottom of the big toe, and there's degrees of tears. But when you tear it like he did, you rip it completely, and there's these little tiny bones called sesamoid bones that are in the flexor tendons of the big toe on the bottom of the foot, and he ripped through all of that, and those little bones kind of retracted back towards the heel. So with that, the balance of the foot and the big toe is compromised, and you have to fix that and restore that. So you have to repair that, sew that back together. And it's just a difficult thing to get right, and it's very, very difficult to get that back where it is non-painful and to a point where somebody can run on it without pain. You know, it was A.J. Mayo. There's guys that have had this and never come back. Statistically, it's not a great thing to have, to come back to play at a high level. Good news, it's his left foot in a quarterback that doesn't run a whole lot as opposed to a runner or a jumper, a high-speed, cutting kind of athlete. So hopefully he'll come back from that to full speed, but that's a bad injury. Really.
It sounds terrible, and Burrow couldn't barely put any weight on it. And look, we'll see what Cincinnati can do. They obviously beat Jacksonville last week without him, but apparently 3 months is what we're looking at for the Joe Burrow recovery. Doc, another thing I noticed last week, particularly in the NFL, we always focus on knees and ankles, ACLs and Achilles and all that. There were 2 starting offensive linemen in the league last week that are now gone for the year with torn biceps. And I think when you're an offensive lineman, look, we always focus on the lower body. I'm actually surprised more offensive linemen don't have issues with their biceps and triceps. I mean, with what they're doing there in the trenches. But again, a torn bicep, that sounds pretty awful as well.
Yeah, so the bicep, the tendon attaches in the elbow. There's one tendon that attaches in the elbow. There's 2 tendons that attach up by the shoulder. If you tear the one in the shoulder, you don't have to fix that because there's another one, right? So the one in the elbow, if you tear that one, you lose some turning and flexion power. So we fix those, and that's a pretty long-term recovery. It's a push-pull kind of thing. It's, to your point, it's problematic for guys that do a lot of pushing like those linemen do, and that's why they tear it.
Yeah, a lot of early season injuries like we always see in the National Football League. Knock on wood, the Jaguars are relatively healthy 2 games in. The only issue looks like Ezra Cleveland is questionable coming up Sunday. Everybody else looks like they'll be good to go in that big game against Houston. The good Dr. Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Doc, tell us about the Bump and Bruise clinics tomorrow morning, locations all over Northeast Florida.
Yeah, 9 to 10. If your kids are hurt, then we can get them in and get them treated and start working on the rehab early through the weekend so they don't come in Monday morning to coach and say, hey, my ankle's swollen and painful. And the coach will be like, well, why didn't you get seen over the weekend? Because we can get them treated and get them better, get them out into the recovery before Monday comes.
I always tell you, it is a great service you provide. 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Go to se-ortho.com for all the locations for the Bump and Bruise clinics from the good Dr. Kevin Murphy and the terrific folks at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Doc, enjoy it as always. We'll do it again next week, bud.
Thanks, buddy.
The good doctor, Kevin Murphy, Southeast orthopedic specialists. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. More Victoria's head coaches to come. We'll give you a coach's corner, an AA Automotive Player of the Night. We got to chase down Matt Toblin of Bowles. I imagine a very happy bus heading back to San Jose Boulevard after that win over Oakleaf. And we will try to chase down Brian Braddock as St. Augustine over Nice in a thriller tonight, 28-24. A lot more to do. We're glad you're with us under the Friday Night Lights.
The games, the practices, the press conferences. WJXL AM and FM, Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
The guy you don't want to be busy during the game doesn't wear a helmet.
You gotta fix me.
Keep the team doctor on the sideline.
Listen for the Barra and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
On 1010XL, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, thanks for coming over so quick.
Sure thing, pal. What's the big...
Whoa! See, I told you there was a smell.
Yeah, it smells like...
Exactly, or a dead one more like it.
You need some fresh air in here.
Well, this is the problem, Jason. I've kept everything sealed up tight all summer long so I don't lose all my nice cool air. Now all the dog smells and cooking smells and home gymnasium man cave smells are all building up and I can barely...
Dude, where are the Bueller sunglasses I gave you?
Oh, I don't know. They must be in my other...
Put on my emergency pair.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can install an air purification add-on to your existing air conditioner. Clean the air of dust and pollen and funky smells while you cool.
So I can keep all the cool air I saved up?
And your place won't smell like a dead...
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, still family owned and in business for 100 years. When they say you're going to see a big difference, that's for everything. Custom showers and spas, tabletops, mirrors, even replacing foggy windows, all at a more affordable price. And with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed, Lee and Kate's Glass is your best choice. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
You can't go inside your home team's locker room, so Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline goes there for you.
Work on three, 1, 2, 3, Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010XL.com.
Brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
What does the logo on the Pittsburgh Steelers helmet signify? The answer next.
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The logo on the Steelers helmet represents the steel industry. It's the only NFL team with the logo on just one side.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care, totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Pickett here with a game winner. It's Checkmate Coatings. I've scouted them all. And this Jacksonville crew's the real deal.
I'm Brendan, owner of Checkmate Coatings. We transform pool decks, driveways, and patios with pro precision.
Score big at checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Hey,
it's Rick Ballou. I just upgraded my home with fantastic floors, and the experience was incredible. Rusty and the team brought the showroom to me with their at-home consultation. The whole process was simple, the installation was top-notch, and the results, absolutely fantastic. Take it from me, don't wait. Visit fanfloors.com and schedule your at-home consultation today. Fantastic Floors, where every step is fantastic.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,600 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. But only until September 30th. 18 months financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Coaches Corner on 1010XL.
Back here under the Friday Night Lights, 1010XL and 92.5 FM. This week's action in high school football actually began last night in St. Johns County, and Ponte Vedra, a dominating win over Menendez. Let's talk to the head coach of the Ponte Vedra Sharks, Steve Price, as they sit now at 3-2 at the midway point of the regular season. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's amazing. We're at the midpoint of the season already. It has flown by.
Yeah, it goes quick. There's no doubt about it. And a dominating effort against a good Menendez team last night. Offensively, defensively, Coach, you guys had it rolling last night.
Yeah, it was a good night. I was pleased. It's always been difficult to play down there. It's a difficult environment to play, and I thought our kids really performed well.
3-2 at the midway point, including a couple of big victories like the one against Baker County, certainly Bartram Trail as well. How would you assess where you guys are at the midway point of the season?
Well, I think honestly we'd rather be 4-1 or 5-0 at this point, but our kids are improving every week. We're definitely getting better. The thing is that each year is a process, and we want to be playing the best football we possibly can the last night we play, and hopefully it's well into December, but we're getting better, and so we were really pleased with the steps that we took last night, and we've got to have a great week of practice because we're going up against a really formidable opponent this next week in Fleming Island.
Steve Price, the head coach of Ponte Vedra. They were winners one night ago over Menendez. And, Coach, it was a nice response from your team. Certainly last week did not go the way you wanted to, but to come out and beat a good Menendez team in that fashion, that was a nice response from your kids.
It was. I think they showed their resiliency and really all week in practice. Boy, the focus, we did kind of talk as a staff, and it's like you never have the kids' attention more than after a loss, and we're just not going to waste that opportunity and that attention. And the kids were all in, and it was a great week of practice, and we need to continue that. We need to continue with our attention to detail and focus, and really we're going to have to play really clean next week.
Yeah, you mentioned Fleming Island, and then you look down the road, you got other district matchups with Middleburg and Orange Park, and what all of a sudden is a very competitive district. Talk about Fleming Island. That'll be a good test. One of the best in St. Johns County against a very good Clay County team.
Yeah, I mean, they're well coached. I just started watching them and to break them down for next week. Very talented group for sure. It seems like our whole district just is really, really competitive this year, and there certainly is no off weeks. But but for sure, Fleming Island has been, just a strong program for a long time, and it's no different this year. They got a really good team.
Steve Price of Ponte Vedra, winners one night ago over Menendez. They sit at 3-2 at the halfway point, and a big district matchup next week against Fleming Island. Coach, congratulations. We hope we're talking to you next Friday.
Thanks so much, Hacker.
Back here under the Friday Night Lights, appreciate Steve Price joining us earlier. We actually had 3 games last night. Stanton beat Harvest Community. We just talked to Steve Price of Ponte Vedra, who got a victory over Menendez. And how about Beachside? Beachside beat Ponte Vedra last week. Last night, Beachside beats Bishop Kenny in what was a very compelling game with a very good ending. Beachside wins it late in the fourth quarter. How about the Barracudas of Beachside? Back-to-back wins over Ponte Vedra and Bishop Kenny.
Yeah, I was talking to a coach over at Nice earlier in the week, and I'm like, how legit is Beachside? He goes, their offense is good. And I didn't realize how explosive their offense was until I started reading a couple of the stats that they had from their quarterback and a couple of their receivers. All those guys, I think, are going to be playing college football somewhere. I think all the receivers had over 100 yards. The quarterback had over 500. And it was a back-and-forth game. Bishop Kenny gave them a really good game all the way to the end. Bishop Kenny had a fumble, I think, right inside their 30 with, the final 30 seconds of the game. So Beachside's another one of the St. Johns County teams, man. You gotta come with your best effort, and they're gonna score a lot of points every Friday.
A lot of rivalry games tonight. Let's kind of assess where we are right now. Up in Nassau County, Yulee 17-0 over West Nassau. Big win for Yulee. Bragging rights for the Hornets up in Nassau County.
Yeah, that's probably the best team in Nassau County. I mean, the Nassau County schools, you have Fernandina, you have Yulee, you have West Nassau. I'm missing a couple, but this is the big one. And West Nassau and Fernandina, they're not in the FHSAA. They're in the Sunshine Conference, but those teams still play each other. And Yulee comes out on top at home, 17-0. Good win for Coach Daughtery and those guys. I believe those guys are still undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, the Hornets over at Yulee, and they're 5-0 right now.
Yeah, you look at Clay County as well. A lot of good battles tonight in Clay County. Oakleaf, it was not a good night for them. Bowles 38-6. They go in there. You heard it here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. A 38-6 victory, a dominating victory for the Bowles Bulldogs. The big rivalry in St. Johns County was St. Augustine, 28-24 over Nice. We'll get Brian Braddock up here in just a little bit, but what a win for St. Augustine tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. And the game was, it was 24-21. Nice was up, and St. Augustine scores a touchdown, I think, with about 2.5 minutes left. Nice drives. They had the ball about the 35-yard line. They weren't able to convert as the time ran out. And, I mean, those two teams have loaded Division I talent all over the field. Nice has a really good defense, and scored 28 points is a pretty good accomplishment for those guys.
Also, we got him right here. Very, very good. St. Augustine, a winner tonight over Nice. It was the game of the night, no question about it. Brian Braddock is the head coach of St. Augustine, and he joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
You want to talk about a back-and-forth game. We were watching you with Justin Barney when I was doing the Channel 4 streaming show before I came over here to the 1010XL headquarters. What a great game. And clearly one of the plays of the game was that Hail Mary to end the first half.
Yeah, I guess you could say at the end it ended up being the difference. And thanks, buddy. I'm always a critic. We had another touchdown pass that we dropped, and not only dropped, we volleyballed it to their defense, and then they ran it halfway across the field. And then we had another play that was going to flip the field that we dropped. So we'll take the jump ball and be happy about it, I guess. What an amazing play! And when you got the best player, in the area, you give him a shot. So and that's all we did. And he went up with about 4 people draped on him and took the ball out of the air.
Is that the play call? Samarian's down there somewhere. Just throw it up and see what happens.
In a situation like that where it's last play of the half from the 30, absolutely.
That's awesome. I love that. He made a great play. Great play.
Coach, I know Nice's defense is they have loaded Division I talent all over the field. I know specifically their linebackers. How are you able to have success against those guys?
It was hard. It was very hard. Like I said, I think we had 3 turnovers, 3 or 4. And it was hard. We've gone up and down the field at will most every other game. So, we just kept playing, and we're blessed with some really talented kids, and
Coach James and the offensive staff do a great job, and they just kept hammering away, and we were able to create a few things. And against a really good defense like that, that's kind of how it goes.
As we kind of assess where you are at the midway point, I mean, you got victories over Bowles and Nice. I'm not sure how many teams in the state have two better wins than that in the regular season so far here in the middle to late portion of September. I mean, are you ecstatic where you guys are right now?
I'm certainly grateful, but I also know that next week, what's the Columbia Trinity game?
Columbia won 27-20.
Yeah, so I know next week we got a 5-0 team coming to Brumley Stadium that is in our district. So go ahead and add that to the ledger, right? And we got to keep getting better, and we'll have our hands full with them. So absolutely, I'm thrilled for a team that graduated 16 starters for us to be where we are. But we got to keep getting better because we got another big one next week.
Well, Coach, congratulations. A big win over Nice, St. Augustine. Well, by the way, too, what an environment out there. Watching that game on the Channel 4 stream, standing room only, man, that must have been so much fun to be a part of.
It was. It's, I tell our kids, and I try to alleviate my anxiety about these games by reminding myself that it's about the kids, that they work so hard. And we have the most awesome kids. They work so hard, and they're so tough. So they deserve to get to play in these big games and show their God-given ability and also glorify. Like being diligent is a talent, and being dedicated to something is a talent, and they are that too. So I'm just grateful they get these opportunities. And I told them after the game, if Nice had gone down and scored at the end and beat us 31-28, I would be just as proud of them because our kids played their hearts out, and it was a great high school football game.
Well, it was fun to watch, no doubt about it. Go celebrate it, but like you said, another tough test next week with Lake City, Columbia. Brian Braddock of the undefeated St. Augustine Yellow Jackets. Congratulations, Coach.
Hey, thanks a lot, buddy. You guys have a great weekend.
That was one of the games of the night. The other one was a game you heard right here on 1010XL, Bowles and Oakleaf. And, boy, the Bulldogs, a dominating performance out there in Clay County. Matthew Toblin, the head coach of Bowles, joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Coach, it was 38-6, a couple of touchdowns at the end, but even with that, you guys were dominating for the most part. I mean, 24-6, it was 21-6 at the half. You must have been very, very pleased. And once again, Xander Edwards just goes to show you why he's one of the best tailbacks in the area.
No, and it was all three phases. Excellent on special teams. Defensively, it has been amazing to watch the maturation of this team since the St. Augustine game. And then offensively, obviously, there's the offensive line, and Xander Edwards does such a good job of taking over games, but then obviously to have all that talent around them with Nate Burrows and Colbert Fordham and Kansas TC. And so, when we're clicking, we have a chance to be pretty good on offense.
Coach, I'm trying to figure out last year, Oakleaf scores 50 points, and they have a lot of the same personnel from last year to this year. And then tonight you hold them to 6. What was the difference tonight?
I mean, I think, there's a lot of things. Like, all the breaks went our way. But also, I mean, at times our defensive line was able to take over the game. And that, I think, last year they were able to find time and those talented receivers, and their quarterback is amazing. And I think, pressure changes everything. And that our group up front made it really hard for them to execute their normal offense just because of the negative plays that they were creating up front.
And, boy, we knew your defense was going to be good coming into the year, but the last 2 weeks have been sensational. A good Bishop Kenny team, certainly a good Oakleaf team, and you've allowed, 6 points in 8 quarters? I mean, they got it rolling right now on that side of the ball.
Well, we gave up 40 to St. Augustine. And so
that's why I mentioned the last 2 weeks, Coach.
Yeah, yes, sir. And I think, look, that's the byproduct of playing teams like St. Augustine. Like, we have made some changes and rededicated some things on defense. And I'll always say this, like, it's not just our kids have to learn, we have to learn our kids. And so it takes us maybe we play really good people so that we're forced to adapt. And so we find out what our kids do well, and then we ask them to do those things. And so part of this is our kids are playing better. Part of it is that we're kind of settling into into figuring out what they do well. But there's been some real growth on that side of the ball for sure.
Into district play next week against a good Baldwin team. It's a Baldwin team that can definitely score. They've put up a bunch of points. What's your early thought as district play gets underway next week?
You know, it's always a big deal to move into district play because of how important that is for securing the opportunities to play more games, and that we're going to take advantage of this win and celebrate it, and then you're right on the district play and the opportunity to secure the opportunity to play more ball games, and that's the biggest thing is we want to be the hardest working team in America with Smile every day, and that we want the idea of winning district games is securing us an opportunity to stay together as long as possible. And that, and that's what this game is going to do. This Baldwin game secures one of these teams an opportunity to continue to play football, as we move the playoffs. We want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to punch our ticket.
Matt Toblin of Bowles, big winners tonight over Oakleaf, a big district game next week against Baldwin. Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, Denmark, Baldwin staff over there. Your early thoughts on your district opener as well, Bowles and Baldwin next week.
Yeah, we last year it was 14-0 at the half. Defensively, we played really well. Offense, we couldn't really get anything going. Offense is about the same for it was a year ago. We have the weapons on the outside, but defensively, I mean, Baker had 41 points halfway through the second quarter tonight. And if we don't change any of those things, a lot of those things are going to happen again next Friday at home. When we play Bowles next week. So, and the kids know that. A lot of kids this week at Baldwin, they read all the media clippings this week on News4Jax. They predicted us to beat Baker, and there was one media outlet that had Baldwin as a top 10 team in 3A, and they didn't respect the opponent, in my opinion, this week. So, and that's not going to happen next week. They know who Bowles is, and they respect the opponent, and we'll see next Friday.
Scoreboard, Ed White, 54-14 over Parker. Middleburg, 51-16 over Ridgeview. Yulee, 17-0 over West Nassau. IMG, 57-7 over Mandarin. Game of the night, St. Augustine, 28-24 over Nice. It was Episcopal, 30-0 over Kipbold City. Bowles, 38-6 over Oakleaf. The Bradford County Tornadoes back in the win column. You always wonder how a team's going to respond that doesn't lose often. Bradford lost last week. They play an improved Gainesville Eastside squad tonight and win the game 28-7. And as a matter of fact, that is absolutely perfect timing. Jamie Rogers of Bradford County, winners tonight over Eastside. He joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. How y'all doing?
Coach, we're good. We were just talking about you when you called in there. You always are curious, or at least I am, a team that doesn't lose very often in the regular season. You guys certainly don't. How they'll respond. You guys responded beautifully tonight in a big win over Eastside.
Yep, really, really happy with them. We had daggum shutout, but we let it go right there with 4 minutes left. We had a couple pretty bad penalties, but we responded so well. I challenged them all week, just exactly what you're talking about. What kind of man are you going to be defensively? We played really well last week and just didn't get it done offensively. And to come out tonight with a big win, that's a much better team than probably 28-7.
Coach, I know Mandarin held you guys in check last week to 7 points. You get back on track scoring quite a few tonight. How was your offense tonight?
Still a little bit. So the first 6 weeks, 4 away games at Cocoa, at South Sumter, at Dunellen, and then at Mandarin. That's about as tough as it gets for a school our size. Mm-hmm. And we haven't really gotten going. We've been okay, but just we haven't had all the success that we wanted to have on the ground that we're accustomed to. And it's coming. We just had some growing pains. Our quarterback's really young. He's figuring it out as we go. And it was a struggle tonight, 6-0 at halftime. Then we caused a fumble and jumped on it in the end zone for a 13-0 lead, and then we scored twice on offense, got it going a little bit in the run game and the pass game, scored twice in the fourth quarter. So that's some good momentum for next week.
Coach, midway point of the regular season, an assessment from you where you guys are halfway home.
B-, C, somewhere in there. We hadn't been able to get it going offensively. If we can match what we've got going on defensively with our offense, we're going to be really tough to beat, especially here at home. So we've got 5 games in front of us. If we're able to play the caliber that we think we can, there's a chance for us to have a high seeding and have to play here, and our kids like playing at home.
Jamie Rogers, Bradford County, winners tonight over Gainesville Eastside to get back on the winning track. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, Hackers. Go Tornadoes.
28-0. They allow a touchdown with 4 minutes to go. That is the first thing Coach is going to tell his team in that locker room.
You know, what's funny is I remember the incredible defense they had 2 years ago. That happened a lot. And, you know, when you're on a special team, like when Bradford, when they had that 2 years ago, and you have all these shutouts, you know, that goes in the record books. And it still goes in the record book when you still give up a touchdown late. You know, you hate it for those seniors that were on those teams, but yeah, you just hate that, you know, garbage time. You know, you got the game done and you want to get a couple of guys, a couple of your backups in, but yeah, giving that touchdown kind of hurts. You know, having a 7 instead of a 0, you'd very much rather have the 0.
It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. More victorious head coaches to come. Also an AA Automotive Player of the Game. We got a lot more to do, and we're glad you're with us under the Friday Night Lights.
Hey, Niall Lawrence Stample, national champion and owner of NLS Cleaning here, where we offer pressure washing, gutter cleaning, and paver sealing, plus window cleaning. Football season is back. Get 20% off your first service when you mention this ad through September 30th. Call 708-8802.
There's a new game changer in downtown Jacksonville, and it's not the two-way star you might be thinking of. It's Pour Tap Room Jacksonville at Laura and Forsyth. 2 floors, 80 self-pour taps of craft beer, wine and cocktails, and a full liquor bar. Pour Tap Room has all your game day favorites. Wings, burgers, and more. You can even grab a slice or a pie next door at Pizza Dynamo, and they'll bring it right to your table. Pour Tap Room Jacksonville, a beer festival every day.
Hey Jacksonville, Rick Ballou here. Looking for a brand new truck? Right now, Crew Cab Ram trucks start at just $38,900 at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside. And every new retail purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty and no extra cost. From tough Ram trucks to adventure-ready Jeeps, they've got the perfect ride waiting for you. Stop by Commonwealth Avenue or shop online at jaxwest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, proud partner of the Jaguars.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Chip Davis, director of the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament. We are fast approaching our 16th annual tournament benefiting the Jacksonville School for Autism. With the help of our amazing community, we raised over $1.4 million the last 15 years. This year's tournament will be held at Palm Valley Outdoors on the Intercoastal Waterway. Captain's meeting is Thursday night, October 9th, and the tournament is Saturday, October 11th. I'm inviting you and your family to come out and enjoy our tournament festivities, raise some money, and support autism awareness. Special thanks to U.S. Army Recruitment Jacks for their support. Flounder Pounder for Autism 2025. See you there.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Jacksonville is game time, and just like the Jaguars fight for every yard on the field, Duck Duck Rooter fights for every customer at home. From plumbing repairs to septic pump outs to keeping your AC cool all season long, we've got the winning playbook. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and delivers championship service every time. When plumbing, septic, or AC problems put you on defense, don't fumble the call. Dial 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Time now for the AA Automotive Player of the Night. Family run since 1954.
You know, there were a lot of great efforts tonight under the Friday Night Lights, but Denmark, I think you and I are both in agreement that the effort of the week probably came last night in a Beachside win over Bishop Kenny.
Yeah, Eddie Jordan, the quarterback for Beachside, had 535 yards, and they needed every single one of them in their victory over Bishop Kenny last night.
That is an impressive stat line. It's an impressive win for Beachside. 535.
4 touchdown passes.
Wow. And Beachside gets it done. Like you said, they needed every one. It was 35-31 Beachside over Bishop Kenny. That is this week's AA Automotive Player of the Night. We got 2 big rivalry wins. One in Baker County, one in Nassau County. Let's begin in Baker County. Baker County over Baldwin, a 51-48 thriller out there. Brock Kennedy is the head coach of Baker County. He joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Coach, I mean, look, you guys got out to a red-hot start. I know there was a lightning delay. After the delay, Baldwin came out just guns a-blazing, and then just a nail-biter at the end. You guys get it done. You must be very, very pleased.
Yeah, our guys really deserve to win. You know, we couldn't get out of our own way against First Coast last week, and tonight we actually found a way to win. And I'm proud of those guys with the effort and physicality towards the end of the football game there to secure a win.
Coach, the First Coast game, you know, you fall to them. What was your message kind of to the guys this week?
We just talked about what it takes to finish the game. You know, we picked out 5 scenarios from last week's game that if we just close the window on one of those deals, you know, we're cleaning up an ugly win, which is a good win, you know. And then coming in this week, you know, we had the lightning delay with a big lead and felt good, but kept preaching at the break how we needed to stay on the gas, and things got away from us with a few plays. And, you know, it could have easily folded and Baldwin pull out a win, but, you know, our kids responded when necessary with a big offense line, controlled the game, and then we was able to kick some field goals there towards the end to kind of seal it. So,
Coach, a rivalry win like this, particularly in the fashion that you got it, boy, that could really turn your season around. I mean, you must be looking at this as maybe a springboard into your district play upcoming.
Yo, no, without question, we desperately needed a win going into Gobby next week. Baldwin had a heck of an effort and has some really good athletes and a staff that wouldn't allow them to give up. So it was truly a second-half test. So I'm proud of that. And, yeah, we definitely need a little bit of momentum going in because we're a little banged up. And a week 9 bye week, it don't, you know, that's not the greatest time to have it. But
well, Coach, congratulations. 51-48. Baker County gets it done tonight over Baldwin. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Big win for Baker County. I know that was painful for you, but I thought you handled yourself well.
I mean, well, in the blink of an eye, when you're down 21-0, you're like, oh, well, this is all the oxygen's gone. But Yeah, our boys fought after the lightning delay, and Baker came out on top 51-48.
And that, from the Baker County perspective, that was a much needed win.
Yes, they had to. That was a big game. Only had one win coming into tonight. They got two, and they're probably going to build some momentum off that and hopefully get a couple more wins for the rest of the season.
It was a battle of unbeatens in Nassau County, a big rivalry game, bragging rights on the line, and Yulee gets it done over their in-county rival, West Nassau, 17-0. Kyle Doherty of Yulee joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, Hacker. I'm glad to be here.
17-0, Coach. I mean, what a defensive effort against the West Nassau team that had been putting up quite a few points on the board.
Yeah, defensively, our kids were really sharp all week. They came out ready to play. They were incredibly sharp at practice Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and that's what showed up tonight for us. Defensively, they were incredible. I think we forced 5 turnovers, and there were not a lot of big plays at all given up by our defense.
Well, you win by 7 last week. You win by, it seemed like a close one tonight. It seems like your guys are pretty resilient and know how to face adversity. What are you able to do to tell these guys, and what are your guys able to do, when these games are close?
Well, I'll tell you, we went through a lot of it last year. We played a lot of close football games. Our first 3 losses were within 5 points total of each other. And we had, and one of them was this West Nassau game last year. We lost a couple other games by like 9 points, but we're like tied at half. And a lot of the kids that were playing in the football games last year were sophomores, and they're juniors now. And because of their resilience, they're tough. They came and worked. They knew what was in front of them, and all they do is grind and love football, and football's loving them back.
I believe you've more than doubled your win total, and you're only at the midway point of the year from your win total of a year ago. I mean, that's coaching. That's buying into the program. That's not saying, woe is me. I mean, from that standpoint, you must be very, very pleased in 1 year how you can go from, I believe, 2 wins to where you are now with 5 wins.
Yeah, Hacker, we were 2-8 last year, and to be at 5-0 right now, which, by the way, is the best start in Yulee's football history.
Wow.
Best start ever. 5-0 record right now. Like, our sights are on 6-0 already. Like, we know what's coming in. Athletic team at Reebok, but, like, our kids are really focused on the task at hand. And they did. They bought into what we were doing. We changed some things up last season. I know I've said this before, and I'm a repeated record, but, like, that's what happened. We changed how we did everything. We changed how we operated. We made football tough. And our tough kids are showing up on Friday nights and playing big for us.
Coach, final question. I imagine it's always fun to beat West Nassau as well.
Yep.
Well, congratulations.
That's exactly it. Big heated rivalry. There's a lot of animosity for some reason. I'm not from here, but I love the game. It's heated on both sides of the ball. And our kids showed up, and we got to be victorious for the next 365.
It's what high school football is all about. Bragging rights in Nassau County as Yulee gets it done tonight, 17-0. Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, Hacker. Appreciate you.
That's a Yulee team that you're familiar with. You guys have played them a lot over the years. 5-0. I mean, they're off to a red-hot start.
Yeah, they've had a couple of decent wins the last couple of weeks. You look at the next couple of games, Fernandina Beach, Flagler, Palm Coast. So we're going to see, what Yulee's team's about and what they can do. I mean, going from 2 wins a year ago, it looks like they can get to, 7-8 wins a season. That's a pretty good season for them.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. About another 30 minutes or so to go. We'll hopefully get some more victorious head coaches on as well. Great story with Christ Church. We'll hopefully talk with Justin Sermon. They got their 3rd win tonight in the last 7 days. You can't say that very often, but that is literally what Christ Church has done in the last 7 days. Again, more victorious coaches to come with Dylan Denmark, the Hacker Ryan Green with you. Jacksonville, we're glad you're spending part of your Friday evening with us right here under the Friday Night Lights.
A super defense is like a superior fence. They both protect what you value.
Pass rush, linebacker, secondary.
After the game, Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game on 1010XL.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through September 30th. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. Did you know that for every inch of rain on a 2,000 square foot roof, 1,500 gallons come off the eaves of the roof? Call Clearwater Seamless Gutters and Drainage, and we'll design a plan using our Clearwater Seamless Gutters, and we'll connect those gutters to a Clearwater drainage system to solve your erosion and standing water issues.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters. And drainage, too.
SeamlessGuttersJacksonville.com.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious? Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us. 641-1010.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Hicken here. Celebrate the month of September with our friends at Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus the 4th room free. Take $100 off your air duct cleaning as well. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of these huge savings.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Celebrating 30 years in Jax Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so here's a reminder to get screened. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations to help you put your prostate health first. Guys, don't put this one off. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Here's what the car insurance companies may think they know after a car crash. They know you probably don't know what your claim is worth, or how to calculate pain and suffering, lost wages and future earnings, current and future medical expenses, or diminished value to your car. But guess what? We do. And if we don't win your case, you owe us nothing. For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah. Jacksonville.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Lauren Brooks here. Tired of shaving and waxing? At Hello Smooth Med Spa, laser hair removal permanently reduces hair growth for smooth, stubble-free skin. It's life-changing. With over 400 5-star reviews, they're Jacksonville's trusted choice. Learn more at hellosmooth.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. This is the Friday Night Lights postgame, presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
That's right. Glad you're with us under the Friday Night Lights with Dylan Denmark, the hacker Ryan Green with you. A lot of finals in fact, pretty much every game has gone final. Big games of the night. St. Augustine over Nice, 28-24. Bowls, a big win over Oakleaf, 38-6. The big battle in Nassau County saw Yulee 17-0 over West Nassau. Baker County got it done, 51-48 over Baldwin. Those are one win for each of those teams in a 7-day period. Christ Church got not one, not two, but 3 wins in the last 7 days. Pretty incredible. My buddy Justin Sermon, the head coach of Christ Church Academy, with us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Hack, man, appreciate it. Long week. Glad we got this one behind us.
It's not every week you get to win 3 games. Now, just to explain, you beat Duval Charter last Friday. On Monday, you picked up the Interlochen game, middle of the third quarter, that got postponed from earlier in the year due to weather. You're down 7-6 in that game. You travel to Interlochen, you come back and beat them on Monday, and then you turn around tonight and win another game. So, yeah, 3 W's in 7 days, Coach.
Hey, listen, we told our kids, I don't know if I've ever been a part of having the opportunity to go win 3 ball games in 1 week, but what a great job they did of, getting their bodies ready to play. And our operations team, it's a lot to have 3 games in 1 week, and our operations team, our football operations team, did a great job, led by Scotty Clark and all of our staff, and everything went into that. So, man, what a week.
Coach, I understand the Friday, but that Monday game, explain to me, as a coach, you went last Friday. How do you prepare for the game on Monday? I know the game had been played previously, but did you have a Saturday practice? Did you get, the guys, get them out of school early on Monday to prepare for them? How did you do that?
Yeah, we had a little session, over the weekend where kind of got the guys together and fed them some dinner and had a chance to review some film and that kind of thing. And so kids did a great job of just kind of locking in. And, we just take it day by day. And really the focus is never about who we're playing or the situation or those types of things. And, it's easy in day and age. It's easy to find an excuse. We tell our guys we don't need excuses. We need men. And that's what they did this week. They stood up and took some responsibility and got 3 wins in our belt. We'll take it.
Justin Sermon of Christ Church. All of a sudden, Coach, when you kind of take a deep breath now, what was kind of a quirky, odd start to your year, you look now and what are you, 4-1? I mean, it's all of a sudden now, wait a minute, we could do something in 2025.
Yeah, I told you last week. It's been a weird start with just the different challenges that we've faced, and so 4-1 heading into the next week. Got a big one with Episcopal. They do a great job, and they have a great program. So we'll have our hands full. Our staff will get together this weekend and have a game plan ready to go, and give that to the kids on Monday and have a good week of practice. And again, it's about us. We got to get better. we know this thing is, a long road, and so we're going to continue to work on what we do, get better at how we operate, and, go out on Friday night and see what can happen.
Well, congratulations times 3. WWW for Justin Sermon and Christ Church. 3 wins over the last 7-day period. Congrats, Coach.
That's it, guys. Appreciate it, man. Go Eagles. Take care. God bless.
Justin Sermon of Christ Church Academy. You're in the coaching community. That's pretty wild, right?
Yeah, the only thing I can relate that to is what Bowles did a year ago. They played Baldwin on Monday, and then they played Jackson. They played like a game a week prior. It was like they had 3 games in a span of like 10 days, and they were pretty beat up. So if you're playing 3 games in that short time frame, that takes a lot on your guys, regardless of if you're playing.
Big win tonight for Riverside as they get it done over Ribault. Coach Antoine Nicholas joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you.
Hey, Coach, appreciate you joining us. Come from behind win tonight, a much-needed win. You must be very, very pleased.
Oh, yeah. It's always a good thing and a blessing. That win, that W.
Coach, you've been so close so many times this year. I think back to St. Augustine. What was it, 47-41? It was an incredible game. And yet here you are again tonight in a nail-biter, and this time your guys get it done. That must be so gratifying for you and your staff to see these guys in another close game, this time finding a way to get the W.
Oh, yeah. It's always a challenge. We have a pretty difficult schedule, as well as coaches do their job for going out and getting those guys ready. I think if we just focus on cleaning up us and minimizing some of those mistakes, man. We are a great team, awesome team. I believe in our staff, our program, and what we got going on. Just got to clean up some things right now.
Who are a couple of the guys that played well tonight for you?
Mitch came in, man. I think he commanded the huddle really good. Made some reads, some throws, as well as some runs up front for his touchdown. Mitchell Gatt.
We lose him. Coach, you there?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, well, who else performed well for you tonight?
Yeah, Mitch performed well. Greedy, Thomas Hubbard, and Terrence Hubbard was flying around on the defense. Definitely Devin Brunson, man. He does a lot for us up front. We just, playing as a team, minimizing some of the mistakes, and just capitalizing off opportunities.
You mentioned your schedule, and this is honestly the first time I've looked ahead. We already knew you played Oakley, Fleming, and St. Aug already, and all you got left is Rains, Trinity, Bowles, and Ed White. Good heavens, Coach, what a schedule!
Yeah, we understand iron sharpen iron, and we want that competition, as well as it's only going to make us better and getting ready for the run.
Well, Coach, congratulations. A victory for Riverside tonight over Ribault. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
That's a big win tonight, and maybe that'll start propelling them into something. The problem with that is, though, next week, let me see if it's home or away. Well, at least it's at home. Rains goes to the backyard to play Riverside.
Yeah, their schedule. You're talking about a team that's lost by 11 to Oakleaf. They barely they lose by about 10 to Fleming. They lose by 2 to Orange Park. They almost came back and upset St. Augustine. They lost that game by 6. You talk about being close week in and week out. That takes a toll on those kids, and to finally propel and get that victory tonight, that could carry some momentum, for your guys going for the rest of the season.
We'll try to get one more segment of phone calls from Victoria's head coaches. We'll try to line up a couple of more. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning, with Dylan Denmark. The hacker Ryan Green with you. More to do right here under the Friday Night Lights.
He has ways of getting information from the competition.
That's the trouble with the world today. No one takes the time to do a really sinister interrogation anymore.
Hayes Carline takes you behind enemy lines.
It's a lost art.
Activated by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group, 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Yeah.
E.T. here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar, Twin Peaks. Scratch kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge. Come on, somebody.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 19th, 2000, Ken Griffey Jr. pinch hits his 400th home run, becoming the first major league player to reach the mark as a pinch hitter.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and my knee was getting worse, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Eye & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Caliber lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the first coast focused.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the Southeast to offer multi-unit hair grafting and the 45-minute PRP treatments. Grow your hair back. Call now for a free in-person evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. 904-777-4477 or visit hairforme.com.
Jacksonville, it's football season, and Duck Duck Rooter is proud to be on your home team. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, we tackle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning problems with championship-level service. Keep an eye out for our custom Jaguar wrap plumbing vans rolling around town. They're hard to miss and always ready for the next play at your home or business. With thousands of 5-star Google reviews and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, trust Duck Duck Rooter to keep you in the game. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. The Friday Night Lights shine bright.
Friday Night Lights.
Presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
We'll squeeze in another victorious head coach or two. Also got to talk about a visitor. How about Mike Norvell making the rounds tonight in Northeast Florida? I know he was at Mandarin IMG. He also then went to Nice and St. Augustine. They got a big one over there in Tallahassee tomorrow, taking on Kent State.
Oh, yes.
That should be a
45-point spread, I think it was.
Yeah, I've heard many people tell me this week that Kent State may be the worst team in, what is it, the FBS?
Mm-hmm.
Of the 136 teams. Kent State may be as bad as it gets. So we'll see. But Mike Norvell was in town tonight. Certainly of note, going to IMG and Mandarin, going to St. Aug and Nice. Again, IMG won that game 57-7. I wouldn't read too much into that. IMG would do that to a lot of teams. I guess kudos to Mandarin for playing them, but IMG is a machine. Game of the night, St. Augustine, a 28-24 winner over Nice. Let's go to another victorious head coach. That's my buddy Marcus Wells of Episcopal. They were winners tonight over Kipbold City. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Coach, dominating performance on both offense and defense. You must be very pleased.
Oh, absolutely. We struggled a little bit in the first half, particularly offensively, and we were able to get a special team score and a pick six by two ninth graders. So, y'all know we have a young team with our eighth grader playing at quarterback, and he's been out with a concussion, so we had our senior back in there. And, we struggled a little bit on offense, but we got it going in the second half and was able to pull it out.
So you have, issues at quarterback. I would assume you have to rely on the run game. I see you got a sophomore. Is this Ritter?
Yes, Levi Ritter. Yes, sir.
How good is he for you guys?
Oh man, he's a bowling ball. He's not that tall, but he's a wrestler. So wrestlers are a little crazy, and he's no different. Tough to bring down. Has a really low center of gravity, and he likes to run you over. He doesn't have a whole lot of moves. Doesn't have a whole lot of speed. But he gets the job done and gives us the yards we need, which is great for us.
Interesting game next week. You play Christchurch Academy, right, Coach?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
And that's a team that, maybe 4 or 5 years from now, maybe envisions to be where Episcopal is. It's going to be an interesting dynamic next week. They got a brand new football facility being built on their campus. They are kind of where you guys were maybe a decade or so ago. I kind of like that storyline going into next week's game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They are not a team to take lightly or take for granted. They're having a good season. They got some guys over there we know, and they're up and coming, and I'm sure they're hungry. And they see us kind of as the big brother on the block, so to speak. And so they're going to come over and try to knock us off, and we have to be ready. We have to be ready to match their intensity, to match their desire, and I think we will be.
Truth be told, Coach, my son goes to Christchurch, but I'm going to be an objective broadcast journalist because you're such a buddy of mine. So may the best team win next Friday night.
I appreciate it. When we beat Wolfson a few years ago, we had you out there when Mark was here, and we gave you a little bit of a hard time then too. So I get it, Hacker.
Well, Coach, congrats on the big win tonight. Best of luck next week.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the call.
Marcus Wells of Episcopal, winners tonight over Kipbold City. And look, Marcus Wells, very quietly, Episcopal putting together a nice little season here.
They are. I was looking at their schedule in the next couple of weeks. Christchurch, NFEI, and then Trinity. The two of those games are district games. Savannah Country Day and Ridgeview. Episcopal can have a really good season. They fell to Providence, what was it, last week, 35-25, and put themselves a pretty good season together.
All right, let's go down the scoreboard when we return. Biggest surprises of the night, biggest storylines of the night. It was a rivalry week. Big-time rivalry in Nassau County. Big-time rivalry in St. Johns County. Big-time rivalry between Baker County and Baldwin. All were pretty good games. We'll talk about all of it. We'll kind of do a wrap-up of Week 5. Week 5 already of the high school football season. Absolutely wild. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. More to do here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
This year's playoff road rides through the 904. Last season's AFC South champs take their first shot at Trevor and the playoff-hungry team in teal. It's back at the bank for a big one against a division rival. Jaguars, Texans, Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010XL.
Try the cowboy. Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, thanks for coming over so quick.
Sure thing, pal. What's the big... Whoa!
See, I told you there was a smell.
Yeah, it smells like...
Exactly, or a dead one more like it.
You need some fresh air in here.
Well, this is the problem, Jason. I've kept everything sealed up tight all summer long so I don't lose all my nice cool air. Now all the dog smells and cooking smells and home gymnasium man cave smells are all building up and I can barely...
Dude, where are the Bueller sunglasses I gave you?
Oh, I don't know. They must be in my other...
Put on my emergency pair.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can install an air purification add-on to your existing air conditioner. Clean the air of dust and pollen and funky smells while you cool.
So I can keep all the cool air I saved up?
And your place won't smell like a dead...
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey Jacksonville, Rick Ballou here. Small business owners need trucks and vans to keep your business moving? Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside has Ram 1500s to heavy-duty 2500s, ProMasters, and custom uplifts ready to work. Visit them on Commonwealth Avenue or go online to jackswest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local partner for work-ready vehicles.
For the first time ever, Beard's Diamonds brings you names like Rolex, Cartier, Van Cleef, and Tiffany. And Hicken Here. It's happening this week, Thursday through Sunday, a 4-day premium estate jewelry event. Have you heard about it? Spectacular buying opportunity. Ready to own the Rolex of your dreams? Beard's buyers have scoured the country, handpicking high-quality pre-owned Rolex watches. All the hard-to-find models. Submariners, Datejust, Sky Dwellers, Yacht Masters. Over 100 pristine Rolex timepieces to choose from. Plus, showcases filled with Tiffany rings, Cartier necklaces, Van Cleef pendants, exquisite rare gemstone pieces. It's the finest estate jewelry in the world. And for this special event, Beards is selling loose diamonds at unheard of prices. 1 all the way to 10 carats. Dazzling rare diamonds marked down to rock bottom. So many amazing prices of jewelry all in one place. Killer prices. Don't miss this unprecedented event. The finest names Thursday through Sunday. Beards Diamonds, your local jeweler for more than 4 decades at the St. John's Town Center.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, it only costs for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by November 6th.
I'm Frank Frangie. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter Amber's journey with Awaken 180. Well, ready for this? She has now lost 60 pounds. That number's real, 60 pounds in a little over 3 months. And here's the thing, she loves doing it. She just went on a trip to Tampa to see a concert, sort of a road trip. And I asked her, was it hard to stay on the diet? She said, Dad, that's just it. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle change, and it's sustainable. And it's sustainable even when you're on the road. She is so excited. It has not changed her life. I think that's the best thing. It's a lifestyle change, but it doesn't ruin your life. She's loving her life, and she's so excited that she's been able to lose all that weight. You can do the same thing. You can kickstart your transformation. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It's working for Amber, and she's so excited, and I promise you it can work for you. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. The Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
All right, busy night under the Friday Night Lights. We've had well over a dozen victorious head coaches on. Grace making it happen in there. Great job. RJ Saunders as well. All right, Dylan Denmark, as we look at the scoreboard, we put a wrap on week number 5. I guess the game of the night, no question, St. Augustine, Nice. Again, your reaction, St. Augustine, a 28-24 winner tonight over Nice.
About the game that I kind of expected. I didn't know. I felt like it was going to be a coin flip game. It ended up being that way. It was 24-21. St. Augustine scores late, and they were able to hold off Nice. Both teams have a lot of Division I talent on both sides of the ball. And, man, St. Augustine went to Nice, and they went 2 bowls a couple weeks ago. 2 of the biggest wins probably in the area.
IMG 57-7 over Mandarin, but again, I don't think we read anything into that with Mandarin.
No.
They're still one of the best teams in Northeast Florida.
Yeah, you can't compare anything to IMG. IMG's got 5 stars everywhere. You just can't. I mean, IMG, I'm sure, the lines of scrimmage just, did whatever they wanted to do to Mandarin.
Bowls, a 38-6 winner over Oakleaf. Bowls begins district play next week. They're 4-1 on the year. Again, not surprised they beat Oakleaf. Surprised maybe they beat them by 32.
Yeah, well, they didn't really, it was a closer game than what the final score indicates. Only giving up 6 points to Oakleaf is pretty incredible. That defense, I know Oakleaf's offense is really good. They brought back a lot of personnel from a year ago. Oakleaf scored 50 on them a year ago. To only give up 6 is pretty good for them.
I know you're on the Baldwin staff. The best offensive performance of the night was the Baker County Baldwin game. What is it, 99 points? Yeah, 99 points.
Track.
51-48, Baker County gets it done. From a Baker County standpoint, a win they absolutely needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And they came out and they were ready to play with about 3 minutes left in the second quarter. There was a lightning delay, and that was the only thing that stopped them because Baker was up at that point 41-14, and then we came out at the lightning delay was right before half and wanted to go empty a lot and try to use our athletes and use them in space, and we were able to score points, and we just ran out of time at the end.
Other teams that absolutely needed wins tonight and got them include Riverside and Bartram Trail. Both got their first wins of the year this evening. I go back to last night. I'm not sure if it was the biggest statement of the week, but it was one of the biggest statements of the week, and that was Beachside beating Bishop Kenny.
No doubt. And, the quarterback was our player of the night, Eddie Jordan, I believe his name. They got 3 really good receivers. He threw for over 500 yards, had 4 touchdowns through the air. They got a really good passing attack, and they needed all those points and all those yards last night as they barely held on to beat Bishop Kenny last night.
Halfway through the regular season for some teams, you blink your eye, and we're 5 games in. Some teams only have 5 games to go.
Yep, it's like that way every year, man. You get to the middle of September, the temperature starts to cool off a little bit, and before you blink, it'll be Halloween, and that'll be the last week of the regular season.
Denmark, I enjoyed it, man. We'll do it again next Friday.
Yep, got a couple good games next week, too, so it'll be exciting to see.
For Dylan Denmark, for Grace, and they're making it happen, RJ Saunders, I'm the hacker, Ryan Green. This has been the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We have been presented by Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Have a terrific weekend, Jacksonville. The next time I talk to you will be on the 5th quarter, 2 hours after the Jaguars and the Texans go final on Sunday. Until then, good night, everybody.
I can't get no relief.
Offense puts people in seats. Points put teams in the playoffs. Who will be this week's Offensive Player of the Game on 1010X?